for whatever reason, saying bad things about institutions, about individuals that are in public office, seem to be the vogue thing. And everybody is trying to outdo each other, Mr. Speaker, on public platform, here in Parliament, in funerals, to say the nastiest things about public institutions and individuals. I don't understand, Mr. Speaker, as a public figure, what people gain from doing such. Because unfortunately, Mr. Speaker, I have, with a bit of experience, taken time to study and appreciate the world as it is today, and realize that there is nothing unique about us as a country. We have all the indicators and the markers of a great republic. But unfortunately, due to obsession with negativity, Mr. Speaker, if somebody was to learn from us, they would imagine that perhaps they live in the world's most filthiest or most corrupt nation. Yet look at what we are doing this afternoon, Mr. Speaker. A committee of the Senate is annulling regulations that have been proposed by the executive. You will never find this in a headline. But you dare make a decision, Mr. Speaker, where you agree with something that has been proposed by the executive. Tomorrow, the Standard newspaper will carry a headline: Parliament disappoints again. Social media critics, very useless people, Mr. Speaker, some of whom have absolutely no record of anything useful they've ever done in this life, but are very critical of this institution called Parliament, Mr. Speaker, simply because they hold a different view. And sometimes Parliament does things which in their wisdom, Mr. Speaker, consider to be right. What am I pursuing, Mr. Speaker?
Yes, Senator Boni Karwale.
Mr. Speaker, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I just would like to request the Senator of Kericho to consider withdrawing the unparliamentary remark that the people on social media are useless people. We have many people, including the President of the United States of America, is on social media. The President of Kenya has the biggest following on social media. I have a following running in millions on social media. We are not useless. Is in order to use unparliamentary language against all of us who use social media, Mr. Speaker? Could he be asked to withdraw and apologize?
Mr. Speaker, I know the Senator for Kakamega is an addict of social media and loves that space. Perhaps he may even have been scrolling his phone. That's why he didn't get my comments. I said there are some. That's very basic and elementary, which I'm sure my whip understands, that it is not a wholesome condemnation of everybody who uses social media. That there are people, in fact, I was quick enough to qualify, that there are people of no known achievements, but they have made it their business, Mr. Speaker, to disparage this house when it does duty on a certain item to which they disagree with the eventual finding. And I said, today is one such occasion, Mr. Speaker, that, for example, if Parliament was to do, if today we are to agree with the report of this committee and we eventually vote on it and agree with them, like many of us are saying, that if our committee on delegated legislation is telling us, good people, reject these regulations, it would be a good thing, because many times we are criticized and are told you are an appendage of the executive, that you agree with everything. But there are many times, Mr. Speaker, that this House does great things. And it doesn't mean necessarily, Mr. Speaker, that disagreeing with the executive is a great thing. Agreeing with them also is equally as good, Mr. Speaker, because Parliament is independent and it makes its decision based on what is in the best interest of the people that vote for you to come to this House, Mr. Speaker. Therefore, I want to request that on days such as this, Mr. Speaker, that Parliament flexes its muscles and sends a minister back to the drawing board and says, on this one we do not agree. Just like on other days we agree with them, Mr. Speaker, that it should be given equal prominence as they do. In fact, because now my whip, Senator Boni Alwale, has mentioned about social media, and I know he's an avid user, Mr. Speaker, he will help by either tweeting, which I know he loves doing, or on his Facebook account, to give an account of many such decisions when Parliament takes it. Because when you read through what people say sometimes, you'd think that there's nothing useful that Parliament does. Yet each afternoon, Mr. Speaker, we transact business that is meaningful to the country. The decisions are informed by what is the collective good interest, Mr. Speaker, of the people that you represent in this House, Mr. Speaker, which may not necessarily be that which somebody else may want, either a newspaper editor, a commentator on social issues, Mr. Speaker, a particular politician, Mr. Speaker. You know, unfortunately, our hands are tied most occasions because we don't work for ourselves. We are simply but employees of other people who send us here and say, transact in my best interest, make a decision. This is a very important regulation, for example, because the climate change, Mr. Speaker, and environment management and coordination is a very topical issue globally. Countries, Mr. Speaker, hoggle over each other on these positions. In fact, there's a lot that has been said about other countries that have walked away from commitments that have been made in other places in the climate. The UN Secretary General, Mr. Speaker, for example, spends tons of time speaking on this topic every time he addresses a gathering of the UN or even in public spaces, because climate change is real, Mr. Speaker.